We have
So
everybody.
quiet. Okay.
We have everybody.
Okay. So I'm not going to start off today, but I do want to thank you all for being here for Hannah's signing. I want to start off with Coach Larry, since Coach Larry is actually, sorry. Did I say it wrong? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Because Coach Larry is actually her very first coach. We were just sharing some stories and actually taught her how to put on a glove and started from there. So what better way to start off her signing than with him?
That was kind of unexpected. I didn't prepare anything, but I'll tell you, when Hannah first, came out for softball, like a lot of other kids, they first go out, she didn't know how to put on a glove, hold a bat, or, well, anything about softball. But it didn't take her long to really put in the hard work to be really good at it, and right away she became the best catcher on the team, so we put her at first base. And after the first season, because she was such a hard worker, I pulled her aside actually at my daughter's birthday party and said, hey Hannah, you might want to consider pitching. There's a lot of avenues, and if you're a hard worker like I think you are, you can open some doors and maybe one day do the things you need to do in order to get here. And I knew then when she decided to do that one day she would be here. I had no doubt in my mind. She would work every day with her dad, pitching in the backyard, go to a pitching coach, and that opened up some avenues to play with some select teams and go on. And for all of you, who are underclassmen that are here, I just say that, it's that extra hard work outside of the practices that makes the difference for here. And I can tell you, when she was young, at 9, 10, 11 years old, she was working every single day in the backyard pitching and practicing. And it showed. The team, they were a 9 and 10-year-old team, and we started playing in 10, 12, 14, and 16 tournaments. And they accumulated a record with her pitching of 97-6. That's pretty good. We played against Plano JV in one tournament in the finals with 8 people, almost won that. But
The lights went out.
Yeah, that's right. Until the lights went out, then it came back on. All our kids were going to sleep because our bedtimes were 9 o'clock. They were used to staying up late. They wasn't fair. But it's the hard work outside of here, and I encourage you all to do that. And I just want to say I'm really proud of you. And I knew it from the young age how hard you were working that one day you'd be here. I'm really proud of you.
Kind of going off of his main thing of how hard a worker Hannah is, I think my favorite memory of Hannah actually is sophomore year. She gets a starting position as an outfielder, just going at it, all that kind of stuff, and we ended up fracturing her ankle. Completely breaking it, wasn't able to play for that whole season, but we kind of talked through it, and I remember scrolling through Facebook one day, and I'm just looking through stuff, and then I see this video, and I'm like, what in the world is she doing? And it's Hannah on one knee, her boot sticking out, and she's hitting with Wes, and just hitting, and right there I was like, this girl's got what it takes, because she had won that spot as a sophomore, and she worked hard to win that spot. It wasn't just given to her whatsoever. She worked hard. It was taken away by something that was totally out of her control. But she did not let that get her down whatsoever. And she could have easily. She could have been like, you know what? I worked way too hard, and I'm just gonna do what I need to do. Once I get back, I'll start back on it, and maybe I can do it as a junior or as a senior or something like that. But no, she was out there within probably a week, whenever doctor probably didn't even know that she was out there, out on one knee hitting. And that's one thing that, kind of like he was saying, that for you underclassmen, y'all don't really see a lot of what goes on outside, especially with some of our varsity girls. But we'll get done with practices, and I hear Hannah talking about, hey, I gotta go to a hitting lesson after this. And that's every single week. She's working constantly hard to get to where she is right now. This is something that I can only dream for every one of you, and I am so happy that this is happening for you, because nobody deserves it more. You work so hard in the classroom, you've worked so hard on the field, and a kid like you is what we want to see out here, because you give everything 108,000% with everything you get. You have a great attitude, and I know the coach who gets you is going to be blessed, because you're not going to be somebody that they're going to have to worry about. And that's also a blessing for me as a coach, is I know you're going to put in that effort, but I know also you're going to do what you need in the classroom, and that's not something that I have to worry about. And it's been an absolute blessing to be with you since you were a freshman, and just to watch you grow in every aspect, from personality to way you play softball. It's the way you handle things. And I've heard your dad say it numerous times outside, but your confidence level this year is just something that is impressive. And I hope all of you can just see that, and that just feeds off for the next 4 years. And no matter what kind of season you're having, you're just continuing that confidence level because you have what it takes. And I mean, this season is proving it. You are outdoing anything probably that your mind could have ever set for yourself. So I thank you for being somebody who I want to coach, who is just, again, not somebody that I have to worry about in that aspect. You're always going to give 110%, as well as your leadership. And so thank you. I would like your dad to kind of say, you have a relationship with your dad like I did with mine, and that's your biggest support, your biggest coach, and your biggest best friend.
Yeah, I'll keep it together. So, I mean, I've been around most of you for forever. So it's almost like you're all my kids because I take photos. I know we see each other in the summer and at crazy places like Kansas City or California or wherever. But it's hard to imagine how much effort it took to get to this spot because you don't realize how much work you're putting in until you get here. We've had more fights about softball than we probably had conversations, just because we're both stubborn and very determined to be right about something. But I know all the hard work that you put in the summers and the weekends, that getting up at 4:30 in the morning when most of your classmates are still sleeping on a Saturday to go off to some random park that's maybe not in the nicest place of town and play softball. And it's those are times that I'll treasure, and I know you guys will have treasured and look forward to seeing you play in college because that's really cool. And I want to thank everybody for supporting Hannah through all the adversity, all the good times, and I wish, nothing but the best for everybody here. That's it. Really proud of you.
So on behalf of me and your teammates, we would like you to please sign your letter of intent to play at the next level.
You have to sign it with intent. April 4th.
Day you set your life away. Here it goes, next 4 years.
Yay.
And there it is. Do you want to say anything, Hannah? Good to go.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
So well put. Perfect.
Yay.
Do it to yourself.
Yeah.
You're taking it off my face though. Wait. No, I'm gonna bleed it too though. You're gonna have to tell yourself. Do it.
Our calendar.
Do what? Put it on your face or not. Get it off.